So I'm talking to you guys today. I'm going to be sharing three. I'm going to be sharing three simple strategies to grow your email list. I'm going to be sharing three simple strategies to grow your email list. So let's see who else is going to be here with us before I begin. Hello, Sabine. How are you? How are you doing? Let's do this. So a bit of a slow start, but here we are. Here we are. How's everybody doing? How's everyone doing today? Share with me. So I'm going live on Instagram as well. So just take a moment to allow some guys on Instagram to join me today. How's everyone doing? So you're joining me, Kelly McHugh. I'm the founder of Digital Yoga Academy, and today I'm going to be sharing with you three simple strategies to grow your email list. So as you guys start to join, say hello, let me know where you are watching from. Let me know where you're watching from. We're talking about email lists, growing your email list today, and I want to hear from you straight away. I want to hear from you. I want to know if you have an email list. Okay, so share in the comments. Those of you on Facebook, those of you on Instagram. Hey, Mackenzie. Mackenzie's joining from Texas. Lisa, we've got Sabine, we've got Helen. How are you guys doing today? How's everyone doing? Yoga with Rupa. So Mackenzie says she's got an email list, but it's less than 100 people. So yeah, also share how many people are on your email list. That's really good information to share. So let's take a look. Let's see what people have got. How many subscribers have you got on your email list? How many subscribers? Because growing your email list is so important, okay? Email marketing is really a foundational element of your online business, and you just can't grow without growing an email list. So I'm sure many of you, spend a lot of time growing your followers on Instagram. Am I correct? Am I correct? Lots of you probably spend a lot of your time growing your followers on Instagram and focusing there. But I want to ask you, what are you doing to actually grow your email list? What are you doing to actually grow your email list? Okay. Growing your email list is really important, okay? It should be a big focus. It should actually be a priority in your business. So Harjit, hello, she says also less than 100 people. And if you are spending more time on, if you're spending more time on social media, then I want you to revisit where you're spending time in your business, okay? So that you can start to focus and really look at how you spend time growing your email list. What are you doing to actually make that happen, okay? Because you can't grow it if you're not actually being active, okay? If you're not actually actively doing something to grow your email list, it's not going to grow on its own, okay? So for those of you that do have a list, perhaps you're using MailChimp or MailerLite or maybe ConvertKit. So share in the comments what you're using. And when you've got one of these systems in place, what you're going to do is you're going to integrate it with your website. And by doing that, it's going to give you the forms that you see on people's sites. So when you go onto somebody's website and there's a form to sign up, that's how this happens. It's through that integration with an email service provider. And some of those providers might be, as I said, MailChimp, MailerLite, maybe Aweber is another one, ConvertKit. There's lots of different options out there. But you'll have these forms on your website, and gives you an opportunity then to get people onto your list. Okay, so share with me in the comments, for those of you that do have an email list and you've got your email service provider all set up, share with me in the comments what then you're actually doing to encourage people to give you their details on your website so that they end up on your email list. Share in the comments what you're actually doing. Let's have a look. So Helen says small list, started recently, but loyal 50, collaborating with others to get exposure to gain emails. Brilliant. Lisa says none. I teach in studios but never created one. I will start. Yeah, that's often a challenge, isn't it? If you've been focusing on teaching in a studio, then of course, you know, the studio is going to have the email addresses to your students. And with the situation we're in now, where, you know, we're not teaching in studios, we have this opportunity now to start growing our own community, okay? And part of that growth is to collect people's email addresses so you can have that, you know, direct interaction with people inside their inbox. So share with me what you're currently doing to enable that to happen. But let me tell you this, one of the biggest mistakes that you can make is to simply create an opt-in form on your website that says, sign up for my newsletter. Okay, so who's doing that at the moment? And don't worry if that's what you're doing right now, okay? I'm not going to tell you off. I'm just going to share with you something that you can do instead that's going to help you to get more people onto your list, because chances are, if you're doing that and it says sign up to my newsletter, chances are you're not growing your list. It's just not growing, because the main reason for that is because nobody really wants to sign up to a newsletter, okay? And the reason they don't want to sign up to it is because they don't know what they're signing up for, yeah? What is the newsletter actually going to give them? What are they going to get out of it? Like, what can they expect? Or, you know, how often are you going to be emailing them? They really need to know a little bit more about what they're signing up for in the first place. And people don't give out their email addresses willy-nilly anymore, you know. It takes more than that to actually get people to share their email list with, to share their email address with you, and to do that exchange, okay? And what I'll say is this, you know, like, when somebody gives you their email address, you need to step up. You need to be in their inbox. Like, they are giving you their email address and they're expecting to hear from you. And when they don't hear from you, you're doing them a disservice and you're doing yourself a disservice. Okay, so your website is actually your opportunity to convert people. Yeah, those people that visit your website for the first time, the goal of your website is to convert those people onto your email list, okay? It's part of your sales funnel, guys. And if you don't convert those people, if you don't convert those visitors, then those people are just going to disappear, yeah? And it's actually a lost opportunity, okay? So you won't be optimizing your website for conversions if you're just offering a newsletter, okay? If that opt-in form on your website is just saying sign up to my newsletter, that's probably not going to be bringing in the sign-ups, okay? So abandon that strategy, okay? I want you to throw away any wording or copy that you're using that says subscribe for updates or sign up for tips and tricks. Super vague, yeah? What are those updates about? What kind of tips and tricks? Tips and tricks. What kind of tips and tricks? Super vague, okay? So I want to share with you 3 strategies, okay? And when you use these strategies, I'm telling you now, you will be flabbergasted at how successful it can be in bringing more people, attracting more people, converting more people onto your email list, okay? So this brings us to strategy number 1. And strategy number 1 is to have an opt-in freebie or a lead magnet. Now, I know lots of you here who are in my programs or students of mine, you guys should have your opt-in freebies up and running. So I want you to share in the comments, what is your opt-in freebie? Share in the comments. I love that, Zoe. Snooze letter. Yes, exactly. We don't want no snooze letters around here. Okay, so share in the comments your, give us a little summary of your opt-in freebie. Your opt-in freebie. This is something specific, okay? And it's essential if you want people to actually sign up to your list. People are not going to waste up their time, as I said, you know, on something that they don't think's valuable, or they don't know what they're going to get, okay? And this is why it's so vital, because your opt-in freebie is going to help you to build that authority. Okay, it's going to show new subscribers that you've got a lot of knowledge, okay, to share on a particular topic. And this is going to help you to stand out. Okay, you're going to be really creating something for your subscriber or for your audience, for your community, that's going to show people that you've got a lot of knowledge and that you're an authority on your topic. Okay, and this is where having a niche, you know, niching down, you'll have heard us talk about this many times. Really focusing on a particular type of student with a particular need is so important, okay, because it drives your content. Yeah, not just the content you're sharing on your blog and social media, but also the opt-in freebie that you're going to create. Okay, so it can come in lots of different forms. Okay, you could create an ebook, a workbook, you could do a live class, a recording, a challenge of some sort, an email course, a series, an audio, you know, like an audio meditation, a library of resources. There's so many different things that you can do. Okay, there's tons of different options, and that means you don't have to just stick to one. You know, you can try different freebies out. Try different freebies out and just see which one is bringing in results. Okay, which freebie is getting the most signups. So certain formats such as a resource library, so this is where you'd have so many different freebies that you'd put them into, you'd share them all in one place and call it a resource library. This is something that I have on my website, so you guys can access a library of business resources. There's way more perceived value of that in that than just receiving one PDF, let's say. A resource library that's got, you know, lots of workbooks, PDFs, videos in it is way more valuable. And that's something to build up to, yeah? So the more you create freebies and opt-ins, eventually you can be building up to that resource library. Another type of freebie that has more perceived value is to offer some kind of video series, yeah, or audio meditation series. Maybe you're going to send somebody, you know, a different video every day for 3 days that's going to help them to kickstart their yoga practice. Or perhaps you're going to send them, you know, a short 10-minute audio meditation every day for a week. Okay, whatever it might be, but something like that where they're getting content from you on a daily basis. Again, that's more perceived value. Okay, so if you don't yet have an opt-in freebie, I want you to just start small, okay? Don't immediately think that you have to create this big resource library or, you know, a 10-day email video series or whatever it is, because that's going to take a little while to create and you might get a bit overwhelmed. Instead, I want you to take action, okay? My famous words, take action, start small. It's better to get something out there now. Like, you could create something today if you really wanted to, okay? It's better to get something out there now and to start growing your list whilst you work on whatever your bigger opt-in freebie might be, okay? So start with, you know, a guided meditation audio file, or, you know, a short morning energizing flow, yeah, something that you can send to your new subscriber inside a welcome email. Okay, so your freebie also wants to include some kind of introduction to you, okay, because remember, this might be the first time that somebody's come across you, and so they want to know about you. So you want to, you know, tell them a bit about you in your story as well, and that can be part of your welcome email or your welcome series. Or, you know, if you're sharing some kind of workbook with them, there could be a page in there that shares a bit about your story and shares with them that you were once where they are, and your solution, which is your freebie, is going to help them to overcome the challenge that they have right now. And that's really important, because you want your freebie, in order for it to be successful, you want it to have something in it that's going to help people to take action. Yeah, you want them to you want to be able to help people with whatever problem that they have right now, and that's really important with every piece of content you create. You know, you need to understand what your community, what your ideal students, what your niche is you know, it has a problem with. You know, what is their challenge? What solution are they looking for? What can you help them with? Like, what are they struggling with, basically? So the best thing to do really is to observe and to ask people, yeah, to ask people. You know, what struggles do they have right now with their yoga practice? How can you help them? Like, what do they want to learn about? And use that for ideas, for generating ideas around what you could create for your freebie. Okay, so we're on board with this one. Are we on board with freebies? Like, who doesn't have a freebie right now and is going to create one? Who's going to create one? Who doesn't have a freebie right now and is now going to create one? Share in the comments, guys. Share in the comments. So I think just to finish up on that particular strategy, which is to have an opt-in freebie, your main goal, you know, is to attract the audience that you want to grow. Okay, so don't create a freebie that's so general that it attracts, you know, everyone or no one really. You know, you don't want to create something that's, you know, here's how to do yoga or here's how to eat healthy. Like, those things are really general. Yeah, we want to be able to attract our ideal students. Yeah, our ideal students. So don't create something that's going to be really general. You want your subscriber, your new subscriber, to be really feeling like, you know, oh wow, she really gets me. Yeah, she really gets me. And by that, you know, that's going to really attract the right people in. Yeah, what you want to be doing here is repelling the wrong people. Yeah. So your opt-in freebie is meant to attract your dream subscribers, your dream clients, the people who will pay you money in the future. Let me tell you this, there is a direct correlation between the growth of your email list and the growth of your bank account. A direct correlation, okay? So you only want to attract your ideal students, the people that will put their hands in their pocket and pay you money for your offerings in the future. And by getting them onto your email list, that is the start of that journey. It's the start of that relationship, okay? So we want to repel the wrong people, yeah? You know, so I think don't worry if not everybody wants your opt-in freebie, because if they don't, they're not your ideal students anyway, okay? And also don't worry if people unsubscribe from your email list. Again, they were never going to buy from you, okay? So that's fine. Like, let's not lose sleep over it. Okay, so freebies. One more thing to say about freebies. Remember that your freebie is a chance to show people what your online offerings could be in the future. Like, if you're planning, say for instance, to create an online yoga course in the future, then your opt-in freebie can really give people a little taster of what that could be like. Okay, so you want it to be good. You want it to be good. You want them to be like, oh wow, if this is how good the free stuff is, imagine how good the paid stuff is. Yeah, so you want it to be good. And for that reason, your opt-in freebie could also be related to whatever your future online course topic might be. So if you've got an idea for your online course topic, then you could perhaps create a freebie that's related to that idea, okay? And start to use it to get feedback from people and start to understand whether your ideal students are actually interested in this idea. So you can use it also for research and to gain insight for the future development of your online programs. Does that make sense, guys? Okay, let me move on. Simple strategy number 2 is to collaborate, okay? Share with me in the comments if you are collaborating and who are you collaborating with. Oh, I've missed these. Sorry, guys. I've missed these comments here in Instagram. Yes. Thank you, Jessica. Yeah, brilliant. Well done, guys. Thank you for all the comments. You guys are amazing. You guys are amazing. Keep them coming. Keep them coming. Oh, what have I done there? Hang on. back in the room. Okay, right. Collaborations. I'm talking about network here. I'm talking about your network. You know, one of the biggest mistakes you can make is just to assume that you can create great content and that alone is going to be enough to grow your audience. It really isn't. You know, you need to be involving other people if you want to grow. And this is really about collaboration over competition. Okay, so just spend some time thinking about who you are aligned with in terms of the values that you share, but also in terms of sharing the same audience. Okay. So this could be other yoga teachers, it could be other yoga brands, it could be other brands, other businesses that also work with the same niche. Okay, so a great example here, you know, if your niche is athletes, you run yoga programs and offerings aimed at athletes. What other businesses also work with athletes? Yeah. If your business, if you're doing yoga for runners, let's say, you know, working with running groups, that's an obvious one. It's not another yoga business, is it? But it's another business in the same space. Or, you know, collaborating with protein bars, you know, food and drink companies that also are aiming their products at runners. Yeah, so really having a think about who you can network with, who you can collaborate with, and once you've done that, understanding what those collaborations might look like in order for you to grow your email list. Okay, so that's what this is about. We're staying focused on this. How can you work with those brands, with those teachers, with those influencers, whoever they are in your space, to grow your email list? And a really kind of easy way really is to create or to offer to create an article or a piece of content that will sit on their website. Okay, so this is called guest posting, and it's a really excellent way to grow your email list because it allows you to get your work and your expertise in front of a new audience. Okay, and you want to make sure when you set something up like this that there's always an opportunity for you to drive traffic back to your website with some kind of call to action. So a call to action is, you know, giving someone an opportunity to take an action, which is to click on a link and sign up for your amazing opt-in freebie. So it brings us back to where we started. It brings us back to where we started in that you need an opt-in freebie, okay? And your opt-in freebie needs to be really specific and focused on your niche. So if you're then therefore creating a blog post that's also, you know, going to sit on a website that's focused on your niche, then having the opportunity to share your opt-in freebie at the end of that blog post is going to allow you to drive those people to your landing page to sign up for your freebie and for those people to convert onto your email list. Is this making sense, guys? Is it making sense? Give me some feedback on Facebook and also on Instagram. So that's the whole idea with this. You know, who can you identify in your niche, in your space, that you can offer some real value to, yeah, that you can offer value to their audience. And right now, you know, businesses are crying out for content. You know, they want to support their communities as much as possible, and what better way to support their communities than to offer them yoga, yeah, to offer them yoga, or to offer them some advice, or, you know, something that's going to help them with anxiety and their well-being in, you know, in these tough times that we're in. So, you know, use it to your advantage, guys. You know, spend the time, take the time to really think about your network first of all. It's really important. And to reach out to people, make contact, start to build relationships. This is a great time right now to build these relationships and to really look for some partners to work with who have, you know, a similar audience to you, but that can allow you to really increase your exposure. So the important thing there is that you've got some kind of landing page, okay? So if you're using MailChimp or MailerLite or any email service provider, you know, as well as creating the forms that sit on your website, you can also create a landing page, what's called a landing page. And that's basically a web page, but the only thing that's on it is your opt-in freebie, is that form to fill out their details so that they can get hold of that valuable piece of content that you've got for them. So yeah, so have a think about that. I mean, the other things that you could do, you know, when you've worked out who's in your network, when you start approaching these people, is to look for opportunities to do any kind of live classes, live guided meditations on their Instagram account, or if they've got a Facebook group, even better, inside their Facebook group. Yeah, can you go live one morning and, you know, share a guided meditation? You know, at the end of that guided meditation, you could tell people about your opt-in freebie. Now, if you do something like that, you want to make sure that the brand that you're working with is going to share the link to your opt-in freebie on their bio, or if they're using Linktree or something like that, that they've included it there. So it's easy for people to go to the bio and to get hold of that, or that you've had agreement from them that you can share it in the comments, that you can share the link. Okay, so get creative with your network, because it really is the key to extending your reach. And not only that, it's free. So like, why wouldn't you do this? Yeah. Okay, so that is number 2. That's simple strategy number 2. Something that I want all of you guys to really be thinking about. You know, we've got the gift of time right now, and spending time working on how you're going to grow your email list is a really, really good use of your time. Okay, it's a much better use of your time than scrolling in Instagram. Okay, so okay, the last one, number three, and I'm not going to go into too much detail on this, but number 3 is to use Facebook ads. Okay, number 3 is to use Facebook ads. So how many of you, who has used Facebook ads before? Who's used Facebook ads? Share in the comments if you've used Facebook ads before. I'm really curious to know. Give me a thumbs up, or let me know in the comments if you've used Facebook ads. And if you've got any experiences to share, feel free to also share those in the comments as well. Now, what I find here is that you know, yoga teachers that are in my group, my community, or I've worked with previously who have used Facebook ads, quite often the response is, you know, they didn't work for me, I didn't really get any results, or I wasn't really sure what I was doing. Okay, and that's okay, because at the end of the day, you know, Facebook ads, you know, they're a law unto themselves, and you really do need to know what you're doing. Like, you need to have spent a bit of time getting clued up in it. Okay, that's why there's people out there who just, you know, they specialize in this. There are Facebook experts and consultants, and Facebook ad agencies and so on. So the important thing to understand here is that when it comes to running ads, you really need a strategy. Yeah, you need a strategy to work with. And so yeah, I'm just having a look on Facebook here. Yeah, Annabelle, never. Jacqueline, not me. Okay, is it something that you'd like to do? Is it something you would like to do? Let me know on Instagram, guys. Have you run Facebook ads before? You need a strategy, and the strategy that I share with yoga teachers is to use retargeting. Okay, this is the best strategy for you guys to use. So probably, you know, when you think about ads, you're thinking about targeting people based on their interests, and the interest being yoga. Okay, and if you do that, like if you set up a campaign, you start running ads targeting people who are interested in yoga, then you're competing with all of the other businesses, yoga teachers, yoga studios out there who are also running ads targeting people with the interest of yoga. Okay, and Facebook ad platform it's an auction at the end of the day. So, you know, if you're targeting people who have never heard of you before, those ads are going to be pretty expensive. Like, you are competing for space in the newsfeed. Okay, And those ads are going to be expensive. And the chances of someone converting, and by converting, I mean, you know, they're clicking on your ads, they're commenting, they're clicking through to a landing page to sign up for something, the chances of that happening is pretty slim. So instead, what you want to be doing is you want to be running retargeting ads, okay? And these ads are targeting people who already know you. And you might think that that sounds a bit odd, like why would I target someone who already knows me? But these are people who, you know, follow you on Instagram or Facebook. You know, they've maybe commented on a video before. They're maybe on your email list, or they've been on your website. These people know you. And so when you show up in their news feed, they're more likely to stop scrolling because they've come across you before, okay? And therefore, they're more likely to take an action. And so a great way to grow your email list is to run some Facebook ads targeting people who already know you, okay? This is the most successful way to grow your email list, guys, okay? So before you start running ads targeting millions of people who like yoga, I want you to focus on your existing community. Focus on your existing community. So that's kind of like a basic setup of how you would run an ad, okay? How would you would run an ad to grow your email list? And of course, you know, if you're running ads to grow your email list, what you're doing is you're offering, you know, you're going to set up an ad that talks about your opt-in freebie, okay? So again, it brings us full circle back to the beginning with strategy number 1, which is to have an opt-in freebie, yeah, a valuable piece of content that you can offer in exchange for someone's email address. So your ad is going to be telling people about that opt-in freebie. You might do a video where you're talking about it. Yeah, you're going to tell them about this incredible 7-day audio meditation series that's going to land into their inbox every day for 7 days. You know, what is the benefit of it? You know, how are they going to feel at the end of it? That's what your video wants to be about. You want to be really focusing on the benefits and the outcome, how people are going to feel, how people are going to look. That's what makes people pay attention, okay? That goes for everything, guys. You know, if you're talking about your online classes, if you're promoting your online classes, don't be just sharing with people it's Wednesday at 6 o'clock and they can join you in Zoom. How are people going to feel, you know, by joining you in that class? You know, what is the outcome? What's the transformation? So important. Okay, so I've shared 3 strategies with you today. Okay, strategy number 1 is to create a valuable opt-in freebie, okay? Something valuable you can offer people in exchange for their email address. Strategy number 2 is to collaborate, you know, look at your network. How can you gain exposure where you can share that opt-in freebie with people, okay? How can you reach new audiences for free? And then strategy number 3 is to explore the use of Facebook ads, but specifically retargeting people that you know, okay? Retargeting people that you know. And you do this by setting up those custom audiences, people that have been on your website, those on your email list. You've probably heard of a Facebook pixel. You might have heard of that before and thought, what is that all about? Well, that's where this comes into play. That's where you need that Facebook pixel on your website, okay? It's a piece of code. You know, when someone lands on your website, that piece of code is going to collect a bit of information about their computer, and it's going to go back into Facebook and it's going to look for a match. When it finds a match, it sticks that person into your custom audience, your bucket. And what it means is you can set up those ads to target the people in that custom audience. That's kind of how it works, okay? In a simple kind of way to try and explain it. So that's what you want to be doing with that strategy. Okay, how does this all sound to you guys? How does it all sound? How does this sound? You made notes, Rebecca. Thank you. Good job. A-star students here. I love it. So those of you who are starting from scratch with your community, maybe you're one of those teachers that I spoke about, you know, you've come out of the studio and now you're like, oh my gosh, I don't have really anyone in my community. There's no one on my email list because that's the studio's community. So maybe you feel like you're starting from scratch with this, or maybe you have got a small community but you're really struggling to grow it. I'm going to be launching a new program, guys, and you watching me now are actually the first to hear about it. It is a 5-day virtual program. It's going to start on the 4th of June. It's called Super Yogi Tribe. Okay, I'm going to share the link in here now. This is the first time I'm sharing it. And it's all about attracting ideal students and nurturing them. Okay, this is where you need to begin. You know, there's no point in working on creating an online course or working on offerings if you don't have a community to fill those offerings. Yeah, it's the wrong way around. You know, we need to build our community first. So this program, and it's live, it's going to be with me every day for 5 days. I'm going to be going live 3 times a day. If any of you were in, I did something recently very, very similar to this called the Online Yogi a few weeks ago. It was incredible, an absolutely incredible experience, okay? And so anyway, I'm replicating that experience, that container, but this is for teachers who are just starting out, starting from scratch, small community, struggling to grow the community. The program is called Super Yogi Tribe, and there's an early bird price on it. It's a really affordable way to work with me right now, okay? So because of this situation that we're in right now, I'm creating a series of affordable live trainings for you guys, okay, so that you can really continue to show up and thrive and serve your communities. Okay, all of my other trainings and programs are like £1,000 plus, but this program, you guys can join me at a really affordable rate, and also there's an early bird rate. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to share it for the first time. Bear with me one moment. Let me just find the link. Super Yogi Tribe. That's what you guys want. We want a Super Yogi Tribe. And once we've got our Super Yogi Tribe, then we can start converting those people into our paid offerings. Yeah, that's how it works. Let me just see if I can link it into here now. See if it will paste over. Yes, it has. Okay, so there you go. There's the link. I've just shared it there. I'm going to pop it in the bio as well. Thank you for listening to me today, guys. There's a lot of information I've shared with you all. Hope it's been useful. And yeah, gonna love you and leave you. So you guys on Instagram, if you are not in my Facebook group, you need to make sure you're in the Facebook group. That's where it's all happening day in, day out. If you've got any questions, shoot me a DM if you're on Instagram. Send me a message here on Facebook in the comments. I will go back through. And so yeah, lots and lots of love. I will see you guys very, very soon. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for being here. See you guys soon. Bye bye. Thank you. Thank you.